Good afternoon and hello to everyone out there. It is March 23rd. Thank you for tuning in with me today on this Lunch and Learn with Sandra, your RDN, where I dish out a weekly dose of nutrition news for the mind, the body, and the soul. It is all about building up your temple. And I hope everybody's having a wonderful day. For those who are tuning in live with me, I thank you for tuning in live, taking a little break from your busy day. And for those who are listening to the replay, I thank you for taking a break out of your long day and tuning in live with me. So it's a beautiful day. Cannot believe we are almost at the end of March. This year is just flying by already. And so I really look forward to tuning in with you every week. And so I appreciate you taking the time to tune in with me. So as I see people coming on live, feel free to tune in and chime in, say hello to me. I love to hear where you're from. And as people are chiming in, I am actually going to set up my windows over here like I do at the very beginning, just to make sure that I am able to see your comments. So let me get set up here so I can see your comments and I can reply to some of them. And I got one more window to set up. All right, so I am set up. Thank you for that. And so now we can jump right on in. And so we are continuing our series on your favorite topics, okay? And your favorite topics, these are topics that you have tuned in the most, you have replied the most, you have engaged the most. And so I want to serve you. And so I want to ensure that you are getting content that you enjoy and that you are benefiting from. And so this week we are talking about 15 foods or 15 foods that supercharge your immune system, okay? And so we are talking about building up your body, okay? And so again, as I see people chiming in, feel free to say hello to me and where you are tuning in from. And so just kind of as a little background, okay? So I'm going to ask, do you find yourself taking vitamin C or pumping yourself up with vitamin C or other supplements when you're feeling a cold coming or you're feeling, you're not feeling so good? And following general good health guidelines is the single best way to really take action naturally to keep your immune system strong and working properly. So you want to keep your immune system strong on a regular basis, okay? And your first line of defense is choosing a healthy lifestyle. And there's many ways to do that. And so like visiting your local grocery store, okay, is the first great step. So we want to feed our bodies with certain foods on a regular basis, ones in a healthy way that will help strengthen not just our immune system, but it will promote overall total body wellness. Now, I do want to put a plug in here about there's no supplement that will cure a disease or illness or an infection, especially with this coronavirus that we're going on. And so there's no special diet, there's no special supplement that or lifestyle modification other than physical distancing, wearing a mask, and proper hygiene. So those are the ways to avoid COVID. Okay, these are just what I'm sharing with you today are just ways to strengthen your body. You want to arm yourself, okay? You want to go into an unknown situation as far as an illness strong. The stronger we go into it, then the better we are to have to fight it off and to come out of it, in our best health possible. All right. So grab a pen, grab some paper again, because I think you want to take note of these 15 powerful foods that will help boost your immune system and in the process help you to lose weight as well. Okay. That you want to try to include with your meals and your snacks. And so I see a couple of comments on here. Okay, let's see if I can see the person's name on this one. I cannot see the person's name, but somebody replied with yes. So I'm not able to see your name. So for those who don't know me, my name is Sandra Goltry, and I'm a registered dietitian. And feel free to chime in if any of these apply to you. So you can just say me, that's a good way to just chime in. So if you're struggling any amount of time with trying to lose weight, okay, if you've lost a lot of weight in the past, but unfortunately you gained it back, or you put a whole lot of work into you're working out like crazy, you're not eating any of the foods that you love eating in the name of being healthy and losing weight, but you are not getting the results that you're looking for. So what I like to show people is a different approach to total body wellness. It's really all about your mind, your body, and your soul. Weight loss for me is a bonus. That's going to happen, okay? Or maintaining a healthy weight if you're already at a healthy weight is a bonus. So really, I'm here to help you to get unstuck and unfrustrated so that you can see some real change in all your efforts and to just feel motivated again. All right. All right. All right. Thank you for some people chiming in. So thank you. Hey, Kamika. Good to see you again this week. Thank you very much. And so I have a question. You know, I'm going to always have a question for you before we get going here. So let me pull that up. All right. So today's topic, okay, let me give you a little background. Today's topic really, it initially aired as one of my three-part series around March 17th and 19th of last year, right? Remember, this is when the lockdown occurred. This is when it took full effect. We were all devastated. We were uncertain. We did not know what was going to happen, right? And who would have imagined that a year later, we are still, in the situation? Yes, we have the vaccine. Things are trying to get better, but we're still in a pandemic for all practical intents and purposes. And so what are you most tired of 1 year later? Okay, what are you most tired of? Post in the comments. Is it wearing these masks? Is it the social distancing or physical distancing? Is it the limiting crowds? Zoom fatigue? That's a big one, right? Or something else like limited travel, limited capacities, people not following the rules, first of all, so we can stop the spread. So share what you are most tired of. Okay, I would love to hear that because we're all struggling. Masks. Krista says masks. Exactly. So it's a little delay, so I will wait for people to have a chance to chime in. But before we get into the foods that help boost your immune system and foster weight loss, I feel it's important to really talk about and mentioning some lifestyle strategies that will also help to strengthen your immune system. Okay, and so these are 9 healthy weight loss or 9 healthy living strategies that will also help aid into including the nutrition part of it. Okay, and so on a whole, our immune system, it does a remarkable job. It really does of defending our bodies against disease causing microorganisms, but sometimes it fails, right? Sometimes we do get sick. We do fall, short and we don't feel so well. And we can never predict when an outbreak is going to occur. This is why we always want to stay strong every single day. We want to fuel our bodies every single day. And so if our immune system is compromised, meaning that it's not as strong as it can be, before the outbreak occurs, it makes us more vulnerable and susceptible to our bodies less able to fight. Okay. So think about it, even with this coronavirus, you have some people, it takes them down. I mean, takes them really down. Some people are asymptomatic, they don't even feel anything. Some people may feel a few aches and pains. So it affects people in a variety of ways. And unfortunately, yes, we have had some casualties because of this virus. So following general good health guidelines, okay, is the single best way that you can take to move forward naturally to keep your immune system working properly, okay, and your whole total body wellness. All right. So every part of our body, including our immune system, functions better when it's protected from environmental assaults. Okay, and it's bolstered by a healthy living strategy such as these. So you might want to write these down. So I'm just going to give you these 9 quick and easy strategies that you can take note of. So not to smoke. Okay, I did a live on smoking several months ago. Eat a diet that's high in fruits and vegetables. Okay, and this is where we're going to focus today's training on. Exercise regularly and effectively. That's important, okay? We want to make sure our exercise is effective. Maintain a healthy weight. This is different for everybody, right? If you drink alcohol, drink it in moderation, okay? Get adequate sleep. This one is huge, huge, huge. People do not understand the relationship between sleep in our bodies and the functioning of our bodies. At least 7 to 9 hours every night. Every night. I'll repeat that every night. So at least 7. I try to strive to get my clients to at least 7 because for many people that is such a stretch. Okay. Take steps to avoid infection, such as washing your hands frequently, cooking methods, food sanitation rules that are in the kitchen and things of that nature. Minimize stress as much as possible. Okay, as much as possible. Keep current with all your vaccines. Okay, how many of you all simply just put vaccinated in the chat, but how many of you all have received your vaccine for the COVID virus? So I received mine on Friday, and I received my second one on April 16th. Okay, so if you have gotten it, you know that's great. If you're thinking about it, wondering about it, really consider doing it, because again, it's just a way to further arm our bodies in case something happens. Your body's better able to fight. All right, and vaccines is it primes our immune system to fight off an infection. Okay, especially when we don't have antibodies. Okay, so just something to think about. So I see a few comments. So let me take a look and see. Okay. I'm just looking to see if I had some comments. Okay, so a couple of people said masks. They're tired of wearing the mask during this pandemic. All right, so I have another question for you, and I will get that on here. All right. So post or reply if you're listening to the replay. Um, what are you most struggling with? Okay. We are a year into this pandemic. What do you find yourself still struggling with? Is it stress? Maybe it's work related stress, uncertainty of it all, weight. A lot of people unfortunately gain weight because of the pandemic, being at home a lot more than what they're used to, sleep, eating, stress eating. So let me know where you find yourself struggling the most, where we are now in regards to this pandemic. Alrighty. And so now let's talk about, I'm gonna move into the top 7 foods, or the first 7 foods that will help supercharge your immune system. Okay. And number one, citrus fruits. Okay, citrus fruits. So many of us make the mistake, and I had mentioned this earlier, where we're going to load up on vitamin C. People buy Boost, Airborne, things like that, when they feel the onset of a cold or flu-like symptoms coming on. Okay, but remember, we want to keep our body ready before an onset of an illness. So including citrus fruits on a regular basis will keep your body filled with more than enough vitamin C that your body needs. Okay, our bodies can only handle so much anyway. So what it doesn't need is going to excrete. So just kind of think about that. So more doesn't always mean best. And so popular fruits like grapefruits, oranges, tangerines, lemons, limes, cuties, if you have kids, clementines. So those are all good citrus fruits. Even orange juice, 100% orange juice. Okay, not Tang, but 100% orange juice. Okay, our body does not produce or store it, so we need to have a continual dose of vitamin C. Okay, but again, it's very easy to get. Lots of fruits and vegetables have it naturally, so you don't really need to pump yourself up with it. Okay. All right. So some people say weight has been one of their biggest concerns in this pandemic. Absolutely. Not the only one. We all struggle with that one. All right. Number 2, red bell peppers. Okay. Red bell peppers contain twice as much vitamin C as citrus fruits. Okay, so awesome food. And they are a rich source of beta carotene. And this also helps us with our eyes and healthy skin. So it keeps our eyes and it keeps our eyes and our skin healthy. Broccoli. Okay, broccoli is another one. So it is supercharged with vitamins and minerals, as well as antioxidants and fiber. So when I say antioxidants, think cancer prevention, cell protection. So in a nutshell, and broccoli is one of the healthiest vegetables that you can really put on your table. But one of the keys is with broccoli is to keep the nutrients that it has naturally. You want to cook it minimally. Okay, you don't have to have it raw, but either steam it, roast it, microwave it. So you don't want to have it in a lot of water, because then the nutrients leaks into the water, and then therefore you lose a lot of the benefits. Garlic. Garlic is a powerhouse food. I think this came up last week too. And it adds a little zing to our food, and it really is a must-have for good health. Okay, early civilizations recognized garlic for its means of fighting infections. Okay, and research shows that garlic may also help lower your blood pressure and slow down the hardening of your arteries. So we did talk about that last week in regards to heart health. Ginger. Oh, I love ginger. So fresh ginger is an ingredient that may turn. It's another ingredient that may turn into, that you may turn to in high doses when you get sick. So I hear this a lot often too. And so remember, it's about building your immune system before you get sick. Okay, before you get sick. Ginger may also help with inflammation. So this came up again last week also, which can help. Which can also help reduce a sore throat and other inflammatory illnesses. So and ginger is also known to help with nausea as well. And so let me check for some comments. I see people chiming in. And so those who are coming in, feel free to introduce yourself to me and say where you're coming from, okay? So I'm just going to kind of go back and forth and make sure I'm not missing any comments or questions. So number 6, spinach, okay? So spinach is not just rich in vitamin C, but it's also packed with antioxidants and beta carotene again, which may help increase infection fighting ability of our immune system, okay? And so similar to broccoli, spinach is most healthiest when it's cooked as low as possible. So you don't have to have it raw all the time, but again, you want to either lightly steam it, saute it, and things of that nature. And also for those like myself who have to watch their blood pressure and kind of want to make sure we have as much potassium in our diet, actually cooking your spinach or steaming it or sauteing actually increases the amount of potassium in it versus having it raw. But raw is still a good source too. So you can go back and forth. I like to go back and forth. And it also increases vitamin A content as well. So number 7 is yogurt. Okay, yogurt, and you want to go with the low fat or fat free. Okay, and so for yogurt, you want to look for those that have live active cultures. Okay, and just for this reason, having one of the individual containers of yogurt a day, you do not need most people, unless there's a true GI, situation going on, you don't really need a probiotic supplement. Okay, you get what you need from your yogurt. Okay, and it's printed on the label if it does contain live and active cultures. Regular Greek is fine. It's really more about preference when it comes to regular or Greek. Ready? And it's a natural source. And the reason it's good, it's a natural source of probiotics. Okay. Remember, supplements are just that. They supplement our bodies. We should not, or supplement what we eat. It should not replace what we eat. Okay. So don't just not eat yogurt because you take a probiotic supplement. So it's only to supplement what our bodies may not be able to absorb as well. Okay. And you want to choose a brand that's around 90 to 100 calories per serving. Okay, so that's a good way to know that you're getting a pretty good choice with your yogurt. All right, so let's do a little poll. Let's do a little poll. And what foods do you feel you need to include more of out of this list that we had talked about? Which foods do you need to include more of, would you say? Okay, so for me, it's more citrus fruits. I don't eat a lot of citrus fruits every now and then. So that's something that I definitely can include more on a regular basis. Alrighty. So feel free to chime in there. And let's go before going into the last 8. So people often wonder, well, how do I include all this stuff? Because it's 15 foods. How do you really incorporate it into foods and meals that make it taste good and things of that nature? So I can help you with that, okay? And I'm going to post in here how you are able to grab a copy of my 3-day meal plan, where it will help you to be able to include all these foods in your meals and your snacks. And you can see how easy it is, and you can see how it makes your food taste more flavorful too. Okay, and these are easy meals. It has a prep guide, so it'll help you to prepare the meals as well. So definitely check it out, and you will see where a lot of these foods are actually incorporated in the meals and the snacks. And you can see, it's easier than you think it is. And so I see a few comments. So yogurt. Okay. I see that in there. And let's see here. It looks like I'm missing a few comments, but as I see them, I will reply to them. But I see yogurt is one. And that's a common one. A lot of times people will cut out the dairy. So try not to do that. If it's not a true lactose problem or milk allergy, the dairy food group is very important as far as immunity and for metabolism and muscle building, things of that nature. All right, so going into our last 8, Number 8 is almonds. Okay, one of my weaknesses, but nuts in general, not just almonds. And if you and when it comes to preventing or fighting a cold, vitamin E, so almonds are very high in vitamin E, it tends to take a back seat to vitamin C, okay? Because vitamin C, I think, is just more common. But vitamin E is very key for immunity as well. And so this is why it's so important to eat around the plate, because we have like 22, 23 different vitamins and minerals. And so it's hard to keep track of what foods have what. Some foods are higher in certain vitamins and minerals and some are less. So the more you eat a variety of foods within the food groups, the more you arm your body, the more you arm your immune system. Okay. Number 9 is sunflower seeds. Okay. So sunflower seeds are full of nutrients. Okay. And they're an incredibly high source of vitamin E as well, which is another powerful antioxidant. So it protects your cells. Okay. And it's also important in regulating our immune system as well. So number 10, turmeric. You don't hear much about turmeric, okay? And many of us, but it's a very popular ingredient in curries, right? That bright yellow is a bitter spice, and it's been used for years as an anti-inflammatory to treat both arthritis, as well as rheumatoid arthritis, okay? So, but don't go and overdose on turmeric. Just kind of add it as a spice, add it as a seasoning, as well as all these other foods. You just want to have it in moderations on a regular basis, okay? And this spice adds strength to our immune system, as well as its anti-inflammatory benefits. So number 11, green tea. That definitely came up last week as far as heart health. So green tea, packed with a flavonoid called which is a type of antioxidant. So it's packed with flavonoids, and it excels in its levels of you write this down, EGCG. Okay, so I want you guys to Google it, and you can find out what that means. But it's EGCG, and just relate that to green tea, and you'll get all kind of hits. But again, it's a powerful antioxidant, and studies show that this helps to enhance or boost our immune system. And it's also a production of germ-fighting compounds in our T cells. Okay, so very, very, very good. So green tea is definitely something that I need to add back into my regular routine. So number 12, papaya. Okay, papaya. So this is another fruit that's loaded with vitamin C naturally. And it also has digestive enzymes that also act as an anti-inflammatory effects or has anti-inflammatory effects. And it has a really good amount of potassium, magnesium, and folic. So all of these are good for our immune system and heart health, as well as blood pressure control, etc. And they just benefit the overall health. All right. Number 13 is kiwi. So kiwi, so like papayas, loaded with essential nutrients as far as folate, potassium. Kiwi is a very high source of potassium, vitamin K, and vitamin C. And so the vitamin C is going to boost our white blood cells to help us fight infections. So, and then while kiwi is another, it also helps to keep the rest of our bodies functioning well as well. Okay. Number 14, poultry, okay? Chicken. And this also includes turkey, all right? And so when we're sick, right, we tend to reach for that chicken soup, right? And but it's really more than just a placebo effect. It actually does make you feel better, okay? And the soup may help lower inflammation, and it can help improve the symptoms of a cold, okay? So poultry, such as chicken and turkey, is very high in B6, okay, which is very good for it's good for our overall body processing and metabolism and heart health and things of that nature. Alrighty. And so the stock or the broth that's made by boiling the bones, it also contains helpful nutrients that help with gut health and immunity. Okay, so making your homemade chicken soup is very, very potent. So that's where the broth part of it comes into it. However, when it's store bought, be very careful. It's super high in sodium, so you definitely want to get the unsalted version, and then you just doctor it up, because the lower sodium version is still very high in sodium. So you want to really take caution with broth. So that's kind of the disadvantage of having soups, especially when you're eating out, because they are very high in sodium. Okay, we think they're healthy because they're low in calorie, but they're loaded with sodium. Now, here's one that you may not have thought about. Number 15 is shellfish. Okay. This is something that we do not really think of shellfish when we're trying to boost our immune system. However, shellfish is packed with zinc. Okay, so that's why I say you want to have a variety of foods within the food groups because you just don't know what you're missing. Okay, and zinc does not get a lot of attention either as far as other as much as other vitamins and minerals do. You know, zinc, you hear about zinc in wound healing, but you don't really hear about zinc with immunity. Okay, and it is very important in immunity as well. And so a variety types of shellfish that are high in zinc are like oysters, crab, lobster, mussels. So those are some examples. Again, moderation, moderation, moderation. All right. And so let's see where we stand with this last set. As far as which ones of these do you feel you need to add more to your eating, okay? To your grocery list, or add more to your eating overall. For me, I would say the green tea and the papaya, because even when papaya is in season, I don't really think to buy it. So that's something probably because you got to peel it and do so much work to get to it. But it is a powerhouse vegetable, excuse me, fruit, a very powerhouse fruit. So definitely share with me which ones you feel you need to add. Okay, and also sunflower seeds for me. So I don't really eat a lot of sunflower seeds. Alrighty, so like fighting any force, okay? The immune system army marches on in its stomach. A lot of people don't realize that. So a healthy immune system warrants the need for regular nourishment. And so this is why we want to nourish our bodies with the different foods to keep our gut health, stomach health, overall body health, okay? And this includes including these foods, okay? And you will see that we crossed many of the food groups, okay? We pretty much crossed them all, and healthy fats, okay? That's where the almonds and the sunflower seeds and things of that nature came from. And it also promotes weight loss, and it promotes weight loss because now you're eating more nutrient-rich foods, and you're eating, likely to want to snack less, stress eat less because you're more satisfied eating the nutrient-dense foods. So that's kind of where the benefit of the weight loss will come in, okay? As long as you're not exceeding your calorie limits or severely restricting your calorie limits. So that's another thing. And I do recommend taking a daily multivitamin mineral daily. I really recommend that for anybody because, again, there are things that our body does not process. There are things that our bodies don't always absorb. And if you're not eating enough calories in a day, then you won't have a prayer of getting all your nutrients in. So it is good to take a basic multivitamin mineral, nothing mega dosed, but you got to be careful when you start taking individual supplements when it's not under a doctor's care. All righty? Definitely want to be careful with that. So again, I encourage you to download my meal plan here if you need help with how to incorporate some of these foods, so it doesn't feel so daunting. So you don't feel like you have to tackle, 15 foods at one time. So it really gives a good example of how you can combine these foods and you can really take advantage of them and they work together synergistically. Okay, so some people, okay, turmeric and green tea. I'm seeing some of the foods that people need to add, and I think from the last set, Kamika said she needs to add all of them. Hey, no shame there, no shame there. We all, as we learn more, we grow more, and we do more, right? So thank you all for tuning in, and hopefully you'll download it, and I hope you find it helpful. Feel free to give me feedback on it. And this concludes your weekly dose of nutrition news for the mind, the body, and the soul. And I am Sandra, your RDN, and tune in next week as I am going to share with you the unsexy way to supplement your diet and to bolster your immune system. So you definitely want to tune in for that one because it's not what you think. And that's for sure. So thank you for tuning in and have a great rest of your day. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.